Here we go again, guys. Welcome back, and in today's video I'm gonna be showing you guys how to improve your reaction time, how to shoot faster, how to aim faster. Everything is better when it's faster, some things, but in today's video I'm gonna show you guys how to do all of that. So first, let's hop right on into training mode, and I will explain a couple of things, and I'm gonna show you guys my HUD and explain why I have things the way that I have them. So let's hop right on into training mode. So why is my camera looking so smallish today? I don't know. Look, what's going on, man? What is going on? But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's get on into this video, bro. I think we good now. So let's hop on into this video. Pick my phone up and slide like I always do. So I must say this. One tap ADS is slowing down your guys' speed and being able to shoot as fast as possible. So let's look at this, man. Let me turn one tap ADS back on. So let me go here. I disabled it, bro. I don't even use it anymore, and I'm finally, it took me a minute to get used to my new way of playing, but I'm finally getting used to playing without using one tap. And one tap ADS is great, and I'm gonna get into who should use it and who shouldn't use it in a little bit, and I'm gonna get into what you should do, and I'm just getting into a whole lot of different stuff. So first, why is it slowing your speed down? Well, first of all, because a lot of people who use one tap ADS do not hip fire. If you have both, that's great and that's perfect. That's exactly what you should be doing. You should be using hip fire as well as one tap ADS. If you do not have the ability to hip fire, I think you are really missing out on something great. Now you can one tap ADS and tap your ADS button and then hip fire. Now that's an option. People don't know that they can do that. If you just have one tap ADS, just know that you can do that. If you're shooting with one tap ADS, if you tap your ADS button, it will hip fire. So that's an option that you can do. But if you're not hip firing, you're missing out on a lot of great things. And I'm gonna just show you a few of those things, and I'm gonna explain why it's slowing you down. So watch this. I'm just gonna shoot at this target right here using the tap the ADS, and you saw that. But watch when I use the hip fire. You see my bullets come out a lot faster than with the ADS button. So let's do that. And like I don't shoot until my cam aims in. So what that does is makes it where I have to use quick draw a lot on a lot of my weapons and stuff like that instead of using other perks. So then you're kind of stuck. Some weapons need quick draw, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, see how I didn't shoot yet? But watch when I shoot the new way that I do. I'm already shooting, like before it even aims in, I'm shooting about 2-3 bullets already. But this way, I'm not shooting a single bullet before I ADS. But if I do it this way, I'm already shooting. So that's the way you need to shoot faster. So that's one thing you can do. I have completely eliminated the one tap ADS button, man. I took it off. I don't use it, and I can still drop shot. I can do everything. But some people love it, and it's very convenient. It's hard to learn to live without the one tap ADS button. I didn't think that I could. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, I'm just shooting around, but I always have the ADS. If you're ever playing 4-frame claw, I highly recommend that you have either both or just do hip fire. Either both or hip fire. Now, a lot of people don't even just use hip fire, but I love using just hip fire because sometimes people run up on me quick. I turn and I hip fire them. I'm still getting better and better at the game now that I have this new layout. And I got to get my aiming back, because every time I change my layout, my aiming, because my reaction time is not as good. And that brings me to my next point, man. Reaction time. What you need to do, whatever your layout is, however you have it, if you are somebody who's thinking to yourself like, man, I don't want to give up one tap ADS, you don't have to give up one tap ADS. I'm just telling you what works for me. If you want to use one tap ADS, this is what I recommend you do. Let me just hide this for a second. Let me put the one tap ADS button here. If you want to use one tap ADS, I recommend that you put the one tap ADS button, you go all in on one tap ADS. And you shouldn't try to have the other button, the hip fire button, on your screen and the one tap ADS button on your screen in similar places. You need to choose which one you want to use as your main button, and just make sure you're perfect at using that one button. first before you get into using multiple. And I say that because that will improve your reaction time if you have one main shoot button, because in most games, especially console Call of Duty, you do not have two buttons that you use simultaneously to shoot, which can be a great thing, but it also can be a detriment thing, because if somebody run up on you and then you're trying to decide, should I hit the hip fire button or should I hit the one-tap ADS button, that split second decision can cost you a whole lot. So that's why I just eliminated the hip fire button, the one-tap ADS button altogether, and I started playing the way that I'm playing now, hybrid ADS. So just using the hip fire button, I have won a lot more gunfights. And I'm gonna tell you a perk of the hip fire button. If you drop shot and you shooting like this, a lot of the times you cannot do what I'm about to do now. If I drop shot like this one time, I can turn all the way around instead of being stuck. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you can't turn all the way around, but if you have a high sensitivity, sometimes you can. But somebody can walk right past you, like those guys who think you're gonna be able to jump up and kill me because I went prone. Nah, because sometimes if I'm running up on somebody, I see somebody, I just drop shot, turn like this, and then ADS, like just depending on what they do. If they pass me, then I'll just drop shot and then hit the ADS button. So it's so many perks to using the hip fire button, man. I don't see a lot of people rocking the hip fire button. There's so many great players who just use one tap ADS. I want to talk about that for a little bit. It's so, like, people better than me just use one tap ADS and they're perfectly fine, right? But at the same time, I feel like those players who just use one tap ADS, they have been playing the game so much that they have perfected the art of pre-firing with one tap ADS. And actually, like, they know, like, those people who are that good, they know where enemies are coming from. Like, they know where enemies are coming from, and they already like just imagine if I had one tap ADS button on and they already be like halfway down sight before they even see somebody. And that's a skill on its own that you have to master. I can do that as well without having that. And this is harder to learn. And you have to use tap ADS, because if you don't use tap ADS, you won't be able to drop shot. Either that or hybrid ADS. You have to use one of those if you want to use this method. But your reaction time will improve by doing one or two things: either having the hip fire as your main or the one tap ADS button as your main, and just use that one button and then have the second button in a smaller place. And so you won't have to think, which button should I use? That's the reason why I wanted to master just using hip fire, because I always had to think about, should I use one tap ADS button or should I use the hip fire button? But now I don't have to. I just go right on into, it's lightning outside, huh? Yeah. I go right on into a hip fire, or I can drop right into prone. It's thundering. Y'all continue to grind, continue to shine, man. Let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next video.